Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lukey, coach of your Olivine City Beacons. It's been a bit of a hiatus. I'm back from holidays, so I haven't had time to do any post-coms, but this is the first of 4 in a row. And unfortunately for me, and you're going to hear a lot of groveling from me in these videos, this is the first of 4 straight losses. As my league record went from 1-0 in both Gen 8 UU and low tier to 1-2 in both, and there's a number of trends here that we can look at that will illuminate why. So the first match I'm going to start with is against James Vivid, our league commish. He's been a big help with bouncing ideas off of, and again, I've got a lot of time and respect for the guy. Unfortunately for me, I cannot seem to beat him. I'm now 0-3 lifetime, and coming into this match already being 0-2 against him, sorry for the spoilers, I'm not running on that spoiler-free basis here. The classic James just has such creativity in his sets, and he played some mind games with me, and I should have known better. Should have trusted my gut. His team, and you can see this here in the preview, plus his team page, very trick room oriented. And I thought, my team really struggles against trick room. And then he said, I'm not bringing trick room. Like, I don't believe you. So at the last minute, I threw in my cargo specifically to bring trick room, and then well, you'll see as the battle plays out, I did anything but preserve him, which might have made a difference. So just looking at my sets here, this is round one of seeing where this team really struggles. And while I have, speedy Pokemon everywhere, and I've got Meg Cargo that, can handle the Trick Room stuff even at a uninvested base 30, and really I should have dropped that, maybe for, I think it's a Brave Nature. You can see this team just really, it's missing something. I'm looking at my sets. Everybody does damage, but there's no setup sweepers. It's just damage and pivot. And James takes advantage of that because he's got a great team that can take hits and hit even harder. So let's get into the match. Because it's over a week ago now, there's definitely going to be some refreshing needed here. So again, my initial strategy I see is to him like, shoot, there's probably Trick Room. And my immediate response wasn't, let's bring Articuno. Oh, let's bring Lantern. No, let's use my cargo and set up Stealth Rocks. And then I see Mudbray, and I don't know, my brain short circuits. I'm like, you know what, let's sacrifice him, try and get him burned, and get rocks up before I die. And then in comes Articuno. And second mistake, I think, was letting anything happen to Articuno that wasn't it killing everything, because it was a clear win condition. At the same time, it didn't provide enough support. So Probopass, again, this is where my lack of prep and James's creativity really shines through, because even though I've got Heal Bell on Lantern, rocks are up, but my team is already under a ton of pressure. Looking at this situation, Earth Power Primate probably comes in for free, but I didn't think of that at the time, and I'm just trying to wear this thing down with Lantern, who's able to do a good job. But then Throw comes out, and this is where I thought, I'm going to be in real trouble. But it turns out Throw was the least of my worries. One, because I get the burn. I'm not sure what ability he was there, because I don't know if that was Guts damage. But Primate comes out, and I'm able to get Oricorio Ghost in, and perfect call into the Ghost immunity. And Oricorio, there's a big moment of the match where the Hurricane misses, and all of a sudden I'm on the back foot. And James makes a nice prediction here, puts Lantern in a ton of trouble with Crunch. and I don't predict anything else other than going into Articuno. And this gets Mudbray down, but Mudbray gets the Toxic off. And, this is what James did so well, is he gets the status up, he keeps annoying, his team is big and bulky, and I just don't have the firepower to punch through when really there were enough points here where I could have set up with something. And in particular, and a good lesson for the next match, which I didn't even properly apply, is my cargo could have set up in several situations here. Probopass, I think behind a substitute, Meg Cargo's able to get set up on Probopass, and he's in a world of hurt, especially with it worn down already by Lantern. And here I've relegated Oricorio to trying to deal with this annoying thing. And there's at this point, I'm playing so poorly. The fact that the roll happened is just me being salty. Pardon me, because I have to bring in Primate. Takes damage, but I'm able to get Boltund in. And at this point, I'm assuming the Basculin has to be Scarfed. And I know that, even without the crit, Boltund isn't living anything. But I'm able to take it out. But at this point, my team is so weakened that Exeggutor can really just have his way with me. He brings Trick Room. And at this point, the match is over. My defensive core is destroyed. He played this so well. He softened me up. He kept bringing Toxic. His team is so well built, and there are a lot of Pokemon that I wouldn't even think to use. And at this point, Toxic and Flamethrower damage, the critical hit didn't even matter. It takes out Articuno anyway, and I'm trying to stall out turns, but I'm able to get the 2-0 rather than the 3-0, but it didn't make a darn bit of difference. I needed to have brought out BEM or LGM way sooner and get Primate to whittle it down, or have Oricorio damage it, or anything. Or I had Crunch on Boltund. But yeah, this is just an example of where, in the league, I'm an average player, I think, maybe slightly above average. But when I'm, as much as I'm trying to get better here, and I'm up against players of James's caliber, and there's a few of them in the league, you can just see that extra level that they're able to get to with the creativity of how they draft. It starts with James drafting Pokemon that you don't see very often. I mean, it's not like Exeggutor Lola's some unknown, but he manages to put them all together in a way that really, really works. You can see that for me, where I'm bringing some version of my best 6, but not in a way where they're all working together, and not a significant enough win condition. So you'll be able to see that a little bit in my next low tier match, where I try to remedy that and then still throw it away. But at the end of this, despite all of my self-criticism here, I want to congratulate James on being 3-0 against me. Very well deserved. You're a terrific player. I love the league. As much as I'm frustrated with my performance, and this is a match that just shows, it really lights the fire for me, because it's seeing the level that I can get to and the improvements that can be made. And we're going to keep talking about that as these videos go on. So even though this will be a standalone video, I want this video, or it's really going to be one of 4, I think maybe 5 uploads, because I'm going to talk about my trade too. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.